Master my good evening and welcome to the Manx Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and around the world. Well, I've got quite a mixture of sounds for you tonight. We're starting with a folky interpretation of a 1960s song.
Society, God save Donald Duck, vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society, God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties, preserving the old ways from being abused, protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do? Society, God save Mrs. Small, a good old Mother Riley. We are the Custard Pie Appreciation Consortium, God save the George Cross and all those who are awarded that. We are the Sherlock Holmes English speaking persecution affinity, God save little shops, China cooks and virginity. We are the skyscraper condemnation affiliate, God save Tudor houses, antique shops and billiards, preserving the old ways from being abused, protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do? Green Preservation Society, God save Donald Duck, vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society, God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties. We are the Village Green Preservation Society, God save Donald Duck, vaudeville and variety. God save the Village Green.
The familiar voice of Kate Rusby there, with the Kinks classic, the Village Green Preservation Society. She did release a CD of covers of pop songs and such like just a couple of years ago, but that is actually from an older CD, Awkward Annie, which is from 2007. And I think that was the theme tune to a BBC sitcom. Was it called Jammin' Jerusalem or something? Something like that. It wasn't very good anyway. Now, Jules Shungu Wembadio Pene Kikumba is better known as Papa Wemba. He sadly died in 2016, but he was a Congolese singer and musician who played Congolese rumba and soukous. In 2020, an album of his music called Emotion was released, and from it, this is Raylon.
Machozi yangu yote na malizika, ndiye nitalala na nani, we unaenda. Ndiye paka ni mawazo, ndiye paka ni kuwaza, we unaenda, naenda. Kama ile njia ya korenda, kama ni maisha yako fata, we dada, rwelo, 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 think that's the way. Rwelo, 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 think that's the way. Leo paka ni mawazo, hapo nani achango, kama we unaenda, we unaenda, we unaenda. Rwelo, 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 think that's the way. Rwelo, 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 think that's the way. Rwelo, 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 think that's the way. Rwelo, think that's the way.
Well, that was lovely, wasn't it? That was Papa Wemba. Now, last week I played John Martin's version of Spencer the Rover, the traditional song, and I said I would play a few more versions of that over the next few weeks. It's no secret that Edgelarks are one of my favourite duos. Their inventive approach to roots music constantly fascinates me, and they are great musicians and songwriters too. Whilst much of their material is original song, they do interpret folk songs as well, and on their 2019 album, Feather, probably my favourite album of theirs, they did Spencer the Rover with Phil on harmonica and Shruti Box and Hannah on vocals.
This song was composed by Spencer the Rover, who travelled through England and most parts around. He'd been much reduced, which had caused great confusion, and that was the reason he'd started to run. In Yorkshire near Rotherham, he'd been on his rambles. Weary of travelling, he sat down to rest. At the foot of yon mountain there runs a clear fountain, with bread and cold water he himself did refresh. Tasted much sweeter than the gold he had wasted, sweeter than honey, and it gave more content. But the thoughts of his children lamenting their father brought tears to his eyes, and it made him lament. With the night fast approaching, to the woods he resorted, with woodbine and ivy his bed for to make. He dreamt about crying, lamenting and dying. Go home to your family and rambling forsake. On the 5th of November I've a reason to remember, when first But then the children came round him with prittle prattling stories, prittle prattling stories to drive care away. Now they're all united like birds of one feather, like bees in one hive, contented they'll stay. And now they're all living in the cottage contented, with woodbine and children growing all around the door. They're as happy as those that's got thousands of riches, contented they'll stay and go rambling no more.
Edgelarks with Spencer the Rover, and another version of that next week. So Blowzabella are a band that's been around since the 80s. I've always loved the sound that they make with unusual instrumentation such as hurdy-gurdies and saxophones and bagpipes and all sorts of things. Andy Cutting is a key member these days on his diatonic button accordion. You've also got Joe Freyer on vocals and saxophone, Paul James on vocals, bagpipes and saxophones, David Shepherd on violin, Barnaby Stradlin on bass and guitar, John Swain on bagpipes and saxophone. Many of their songs are the usual sort of English and European folk tunes, but they have very much their own interpretations, and bands across Europe who experiment with folk music often cite them as a major influence. They had a new album last year called Tillum, and from it this is Remembering Patrick and Nephew Greg. That was the ever-excellent Blowzabella from their new album Tillum, and that was the first track, Remembering Patrick and Nephew Greg. Funnily enough, I just picked up a vinyl copy of one of their 80s albums from Sound Records the other day, so that'll be appearing in the vinyl-only show when I finally get round to organising that. I played a couple of tracks from Hack Poets Guild's new album Black Letter Garland already. They're a trio consisting of Mary Waterson, Lisa Knapp and Nathaniel Mann, and the new album is inspired by historic broadsides and ballads that the trio rejuvenated and reinvented. This particular one is sung by Nathaniel Mann and is Hemp and Flax.
Come, you fatal sisters three, whose exercise is spinning, and help us to pull out these threads. But here's a harsh beginning with hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. And it's hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. You punks and pandas, everyone, come here, your loving sisters. In New Bridewell there is a mill, turns all our hands to blisters with hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. And it's hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. Well, bless the eldest sister, she is staying with my Jonah. She can't endure the labours which have now been thrust upon her with hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-to-toe-to-toe-to-row. And it's hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. The blind whipper he attends if he sees wheels left spinning, and all the very matron's looks turns all our mirth the morning. Hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. And it's hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-toe-to-toe-to-row. Gold and silver have forsaken our acquaintance clearly, and twanged whipcords takes their place. Strikes our shoulders nearly, strikes our shoulders nearly, strikes our shoulders nearly. Hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-to-toe-to-row. 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 Oh, you lusty roaring boys, come show your brazen faces. Turn your weapons to the people, shoulder out these lashes with hemp and flax, toe-to-toe-to, toe-to-toe-to-row. And it's hemp and flax and toe-to-toe-to, toe-to-toe-to-row.
Now, Shennaghys Dew is a Manx Celtic festival which runs from Thursday the 6th of April until Sunday the 9th of April. It's mostly based in Ramsey, but there's a couple of big concerts in Peel as well. There's all sorts of names on the bill that you'll recognise from this show, such as Ala Callister, Dave Kilgallen, Mark Lawrence, Mira Royal and Elizabeth Davison Blythe and Daniel Quayle, plus lots of visitors to the island as well. I'll tell you what, why don't I let one of the organisers, Juan Garrett, tell you more about it. So I'm with Juan Garrett, who's going to tell us all about Shennaghys Dew, which is coming up in April. Is that right?
It is indeed, yeah. It's between the 6th and 9th of April this year. It's our, well, what should really have been our 26th festival, but with 2 years out for COVID, we're festival number 24. So we're in for the long haul now and going good guns. So it's great to be back again this year.
Brilliant. And you've been involved with it all of that time?
Been involved from the beginning since 1998. It's a group of us that got involved with a fiddle player that used to come over for Uncrunacht, came from Fochabers in the northeast of Scotland there, and brought a group of fiddle players, and he just wanted young children to be involved in music, and he could see that the fiddle players were leaving school at 16 and drifting out of the culture, and he really wanted to keep them involved. So he asked, could he come to the Isle of Man in 1998? We agreed to the deal, and we've been going ever since.
Excellent, yeah. It's really sort of become part of life in Ramsey, I think.
It has.
And wider, of course.
It is. Well, we're hoping that our name is spreading out throughout the island now, and certainly we've got a good base and good fan base around the north of the Isle of Man, but certainly it's spread, and we've got friends that come from all around the island to our events throughout the weekend.
Yeah, so what's happening this year then?
We've got a huge lineup this year. We've got lots and lots of acts coming from our local shores, but also we've got our usual visitors that we've very kindly been able to bring across. So from Cornwall, we've got a brand new group of musicians and dancers called Carriggy Dew. Some members have been to the Isle of Man in different guises, but this is their first visit as a group and set of dancers and Cayley callers. So we're looking forward to them playing and taking part in the festival. We've also got Greta Kirsten and Jessie Healy coming from Killarney, along with the Killarney School of Music and Dance. So they've been coming to the island for a number of years now, and without their support, they really give us that festival atmosphere, because they bring half a Killarney with them, I think. And then we also have a super group really this year. Is a new group that has formed specially for Shennaghys Stew. Lots of people will have heard of Isla Collister and obviously David Kilgallen, and they've come together with two other musicians that Isla has played with on her course and on her travels, which is lovely to have them, Cathal Curran and Tiernan Currell, who is involved in Trip. So they're our group that we're really looking forward to them playing, and they'll be playing at Peel on the Sunday the 9th. But they're a bit of a secret and nobody's heard their sound yet, so we're looking forward to hearing that for the first time at Shennaghys Stew this year.
Yeah, I very much look forward to that myself. What else is on that? That's a Sunday afternoon concert, isn't it?
That's a Sunday afternoon concert. So alongside KG Gale, which is Isla and David Kilgallen's new supergroup, we'll have Mira Royal playing her harp, and Mira's obviously become quite famous across the Isle of Man and abroad for her musical scores and what have you. So we're delighted that Mira's here on the island to play this year. And also we've got our musicians from Killarney playing a set, our young musicians from the School of Music and Dance in Killarney under the tutorage of Padraig.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. And is the rest, the other events are all in Ramsey, are they?
All other events in Ramsey. We've got a little bit of a day out on the Friday, on Good Friday this year. We're travelling around the island. We're bringing our visitors round to different tourist attractions around the Isle of Man. Probably, hopefully, they're going to perform a few sets and play a few tunes at different places. But most other events are in and around Ramsey for the weekend.
Okay, and where can people find out what's going on?
We can find out what's going on our Facebook page. The programme is on there to be downloaded, and so that's there. Or there will be programmes available in Ramsey Town Hall, in the library, and any other events. People can get in touch with us through our Facebook page, and the programme will be sent out electronically.
Okay, and tickets are available there as well, are they?
Tickets are available for Peel. Tickets are available on at the door. Hopefully, if they're not sold out, but through the Peel Centenary booking, and also through Ticketmaster, and those informations are also on the Facebook page.
Brilliant. Now, I know it's really hard work putting together this sort of event, so you must have lots of help in doing so.
We do, yeah. I've got a brilliant committee. I've been working with me for a number of years. They're all fantastic, fantastically committed, and the hours that they give to help the event take place throughout the year through organising different fundraising events throughout the year, to making sure that everything's in the right place for the festival at the right time. They really are a great group of people, and I can't thank them enough for all the work that they do to make sure the festival takes place.
Yeah. And any support from organisations on the island?
Yeah, we're delighted once again. We're really fortunate that we've got some sponsorship that have been with us for an awful long time, from the beginning really. So I have to say a huge thank you to Culture Man for their ongoing and continued support. Without their support, really, the event doesn't start to take place. So a huge thank you to them. But also to Island Aggregates, another sponsor that's been with us since the very beginning. Their support that they've given us throughout the years is also immeasurable. As with Corlett's, they make sure that the event in Peel takes place. It's a local company, and they've really taken us under their wing to really make sure that the festival really goes back to Peel, because the original festivals took place in Ramsey and Peel. So we've kept our Peel links, and Corlett's really do help that happen. And of course Ramsey Town Commissioners for all their work that they do with their sponsorship and the use of their facilities. There are lots more, and I can't thank them all, but they're all absolutely fundamentally important to the festival, and without their support, really it can't take place.
Yeah, well, thanks, June. Looking at this programme, it looks absolutely brilliant. It's a very nicely put together programme as well, so I urge people to get hold of that and attend as many of the events between Thursday the 6th and Sunday the 9th of April as you possibly can.
Yeah, we'd love to see as many people as we can, all faces and new faces. Everybody is welcome. Families, children, grandparents and young babies. It'd be lovely to see you all.
Excellent, thanks, June. We'll be playing some music from various people who are taking part over the next 2 shows, I think. So thanks very much, and we'll see you during the festival.
Thank you ever so much.
Who's up for adventure? Did I mention I've got plans? I hope you'll come and join me if you can. Tonight's the main event. We'll pitch our tents across the bay, and we'll get patchwork breakfast on the way. And as the day moves further on, we'll make the most before it's gone. We'll smile for the camera and make pictures in the sand. We don't need to stick to any plans. I spy with my little eye a reason more to smile. The sun shines ever brighter all the while. And as the day moves further on, we'll make the most before it's gone. And as the day continues on, just make the most before it's gone. Light the fire, we're not leaving here today.
got no ties, we'll stay all night. Hope tomorrow's just the same. Moving to the evening, got the beach all to ourselves. Like kings and queens of sandcastles and shells. And as the sun goes down, there's something else to take its crown. The full moon makes me think of last time round, when we joined hands around the fire at midnight, knew the score, that we'd look back on this forevermore. And as the day moves further on, we'll make the most before it's gone. And as the day continues on, just make the most before it's gone.
That was our local singer-songwriter Matt Kelly with his song Full Moon Day from his album Solar Powered Sound, which he released in 2018. And before that we had Mira Royal with Bastille from her album Woven, both of whom are appearing at Shennaghys Due. And you can find out where and when either by getting a programme or going to their Facebook page. I'll play a couple of tracks from other artists next week who are appearing at the festival between the 6th and 9th of April. Now, recently I've got into a podcast called the Old Songs Podcast, presented by John Wilkes, a singer and guitarist, and he has a guest on each week and they discuss an old song, an old folk song. It can get a bit geeky with round numbers and all sorts of things, but it's actually fascinating, and they deal with one song each episode. The latest one I listened to featured Hard Times of Old England, and the interviewee was Billy Bragg, because he did a fantastic reinterpretation of that on the First Imagined Village album, rewriting and bringing up to date several of the verses. I really enjoyed Billy Bragg's gig at the Villa Marina many years ago when he had Seth Lakeman supporting him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at Shrewsbury Folk Festival this summer. Also, of course, the Imagined Village were founded by Simon Emerson, who sadly died last week.
Generations my family have farmed, by tractor, by horse and by hoe and by hand, but that won't see off the bank's latest demand, singing all the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. Time was I could sell all I grew at the shop. When Tesco's turned up, all of that had to stop. Now I can't make a living out of my crop, singing all the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. Sold every day to folks from the city who are happy to pay for their holiday cottage to stand empty all day, singing all the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. expects, I suppose, my support when they're marching to bloody Blair's nose. But they said not a word when our post office closed. Singing all the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. All the hedgerows my grandfather tended have gone, and with them the lapwing and the cornquake sad song. And I fear I will following on before long, singing all the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. So now to conclude and to finish my song, let's hope that these hard times, they will not last long, and I may soon have occasion for to alter my song and sing all the good times of old England, in old England, very good times.
I think that's the third track I've played tonight that had a little bit of ambient bird song at the start, and the next two tracks are all to do with nature as well. They're from the new album Riverwoods by Salthouse. Salthouse are a trio comprising Lauren McCall on fiddle, viola, vocals and synth, Ewan McPherson on guitars, mandolin, percussion, synth, bass and vocals. We've heard him as Hushman with that wonderful song She Climbed the Munros, and Jenny Sturgeon, who plays guitar and piano and sings. It's a great mixture of songs and impressionistic instrumental tracks, and it was made to accompany a feature-length documentary called Riverwoods, which was made in 2022 by Peter Cairns. It's a rallying call to regenerate woodland that once shaded our rivers, to renew the peatland that has been drained and burned, and to allow the natural systems that governed our rivers for millennia to flourish. Here is the song Birchlines, followed by the instrumental River Reds.
Spinning discs above our head, mapping wood and water, bleached birch bones lie heavy. We follow the last tree home, breathing in 360. Walking pathways through time, past sleepers in the old kirkyard, marking and retracing lines, marking and retracing lines.
turning point along our path, meeting of the rivers, moss green stones lie waiting, we follow her singing stream, breathing in 360, walking pathways through time, past sleepers in the old kirkyard, marking and retracing lines, marking and retracing lines. Ringside seat to all that's gone, questions asked of longing, clear, clean call answering, we follow the skylark song, breathing in 360, walking pathways through time, past sleepers in the old kirkyard, marking and retracing lines, marking and retracing lines.
That was 2 tracks from Salthouse's new album Riverwoods. I think that's my favourite album of the year so far. So music that's happening around the island this week. There'll be the O'Donnell session tomorrow night, Wednesday night, starting about 8:45 or so. Thursday night should be the Folk Club in Ramsey at the Buffs Club. Friday night, the Mitre session also in Ramsey. And the Sunday session will be on the 2nd of April, so that's the first Sunday in the month, which means it's the Laxey Sailing Club session, probably starting about 1 o'clock. And also, don't forget, if you'd like to get in touch, make a request for a song or a tune, or to get in touch about any folky gigs that are happening around the island, you can email me at folkshow@manxradio.com. So to finish the show tonight, we've got some tunes from Sharon Shannon's album The Reckoning, and here's Daddy Shannon's Jig and the Bialakana Polka. See you next week.